as Steve mentioned, I was the junior high leader when Ryan was serving, and he was just an amazing person. And that he actually came on board after Luke and Sarah and Hannah were helping out with the junior high. So we had this tight-knit of friends that were helping out with the students. And it was just amazing to see the impact that he made on the students while they were there. And in just a few seconds here, I'll actually read comments from the junior high students. I actually had them write down kind of some of their thoughts and some of their feelings. We were trying to get them to come up here, but they were a little nervous to be able to come up and share in front of all of you. But it was amazing to see the impact that he made in these young people's lives. And as I look at it, it's an impact that we can see for the short term, but as I see it, it's an exponential investment in the kingdom of God. Because as these young kids that are now experiencing God in a new way developed a relationship with Ryan and saw the example of a love for God that Ryan had, it allows them to be able to share that with future people as they grow up, with their friends, and developing new relationships with people. And so as you can see, it's something that we'll never really fully see the impact that he made in these students. But we can just see how God is using it now to be able to change their lives. And so just some excerpts from, many of them just wrote anonymous letters to him, but one student wrote that Ryan showed me how to be unique. He taught me that I was good enough just the way I was. He was like a brother to me. I could trust him. He showed me that I didn't have to change the way I was to be a child of God. And so these are students anywhere from 12 years old to 13 or 14 years old. Nick, this next person that wrote this letter, was somebody that at this previous youth retreat that we had in February, I had the pleasure with Ryan to be able to pray with Nick as he accepted Christ, as he turned his life over to Christ. And so Ryan was actually there to be able to pray for him during that time. And so made an enormous impression on Nick. But one of the memories about Ryan was that he was always calm. We were at the youth retreat. We started a snowball fight with Ryan, and it was very fun. It was actually more of an ice ball fight, in that Ryan was pelting him with ice balls rather than snowballs. But he was also very nice and laid-back guy that understood you. He was also a very good person to talk to because he really knew how to cheer you up when you're feeling down. I will really miss Ryan. And so an impact that goes beyond words of just the love that he had for the students and just the natural ability that he had to be able to teach them. He only had a few opportunities to be able to teach in front of the students, but every time he did, it was amazing just in how he was able to speak into their lives. And that's something that they're never going to forget. A couple of short notes of the things that some of the students write. One student wrote that, I keep a picture of him for good luck, I miss him. And this student actually had Ryan, he was having trouble in a class, and so Ryan went up to him and helped him to study for this quiz that he had to take. And he ended up getting an A on it because Ryan really drilled him. He wanted to make sure that the student knew exactly what he was supposed to know. Right? And because of that, the student's response was that he took a picture of Ryan and keeps it with him, even to this day. And then another student says, I know that he is happy in heaven and I will never forget him. And so once again, an impact and just an understanding of where Ryan is at right now, and a love for that. And then kind of the lighter side of Ryan, he was always willing to pray for me. He was really good at kickball and noodle dodgeball. He made everything really fun, kind of a little game that we made up, but something that he was always in the midst of the fun things, always there pelting noodles at students as they threw them back and forth. But just an amazing person, and everything that he was, and everything that he taught the students, and just his love and his desire for the students. This was the main area that he served here. Was in these kids' lives. He served on Wednesday nights, which is kind of a midweek program that we have for the junior high students, as well as recently we started a weekend service for the junior high students, and he served there too and taught there also. And he loved the students, and they knew that without him even having to tell him. he cared about them, and he cared about what they were going through. He was always there for them to be able to come to him and talk with him. He had a laid-back personality that it's really difficult for a junior high student to open up, because during that time in their lives, it's, and all of our lives, because we've all been there, but it's a difficult time because there's a physical thing that's happening with our bodies as we're growing, but then there's also a mental capacity that's developing and growing also. And so it's difficult sometimes for students to be able to put to words what they're feeling and what they're experiencing. And for Ryan, he had a unique way of being able to kind of tap into that students felt comfortable, they felt open to be able to come to him and to be able to share even their deepest concerns with him. That they knew that he wouldn't get mad at them, he wouldn't get angry at them, but he would just be there to be able to support them and encourage them. And so today, we remember Ryan, the friend that we loved. But there are many more students that are out there that have had a very difficult couple weeks and just trying to understand and trying to comprehend what has happened. And so he is an enormous blessing to our students' lives, and we'll never forget.